Hello, everybody. Today is October 4th, 2025, and it has been exactly 24 days since Mr. Kirk's assassination. And honestly, I am still so sad. I have written a few poems, I've written a few articles, I had discussions here and there, and I'm still not satisfied. I still feel as if I have so much to say. I feel like there's so much that needs to be said and needs to be understood about this. And so here I am. And with that, my name is Daisy Monroe, and this is my YouTube debut. So, the day that changed everything. On September 17th, 2025, while speaking at Utah Valley University, Charlie Kirk, a man known for his desire to disagree in peace, was assassinated. And while I and many others like me don't really agree with everything he said, hell, I probably agree with only a little bit of what he said. I think it's safe to say that we all respected that he had the right to say it. And I also want to go as far as to say that I think we respected him because he had the courage to go out and say and fight and speak on the things that he truly believed in. And not everybody felt that way. And I have a hot take here, and it's probably not appropriate, but I'm taking it anyways because who gonna say something? But it's just that on that day when a bullet was used to forever silence him, Kirk himself became a mirror in which we are reflecting the state of tyranny in America. And that moment forced me, many others like me, political commentators, students, adults, regular citizens, it forced us to confront the fact that democracy actually really isn't a guarantee right. It is rented, paid for daily through vigilance, courage, and speech. And when we fail to pay those dues, I think it's safe to say that we risk everything. Tyranny is always at our door. So, you may ask, Daisy, who are you? Why are you talking about this? Why should I listen to you? What does this have to do with you? Well, one, I'm an American. Two, the country that Kirk put his life on the line for was America. Two, or three, wait, did I already say one or did I already say two? Well, let's just assume I said one, two, three. Three, I have been living vicariously through that man since I came across him. We were in the same age group. He's 31. I'm 29. He's gonna forever be stuck in 31. This is actually insane. I'm sorry. I'm breaking character real quick. I cannot get over the fact that this man was actually assassinated. I cannot get over that. This is America. We don't do that here, but apparently we do. And I just think we got to accept the fact that tyranny is something that never went away. Okay, let's get back to the script. So, three, I have been living vicariously through this man for quite some time now. We're the same age. While I don't agree with everything that he has been saying, I agree with a lot of things that he say, and I like just love how he just so bold to say it. Like he say a lot of the things that a lot of white dudes are too scared to say, especially when it comes to talking about crime in the black community, when it comes to black people not actually being victims, and like I agree with it all. And when I was unfortunate enough to see the video of him being unalived, another thing I couldn't stop seeing is the parallels between him and I. And what I was also seeing in that moment was a fate that would await me or many other people like me if we choose to talk. But here's the thing, when it comes to tyranny, tyranny makes it to where even if you do not say anything, that is still your fate. So if you say something, there's a chance. If you don't, tyranny is like, hey, this is perfect. I love this. They not saying nothing. They not doing nothing. I'm finna come swooping on up. And so I say all of that to say that I am talking about this because it matters, because it's important, because it's literally life or death if we stay silent And to bring it back to Kirk, I think while I may never know what really truly started this or what gave him the courage to do it, I think I can say with confidence that Kirk saw the remnants of tyranny all around, and he had to do something. And he started his career by speaking at grassroots events like colleges and all the things like that, encouraging political engagement amongst the young Americans. And then eventually got to a point where he put in so much hard work that he helped Trump gain a good chunk of the youth vote, which is something that Republican politicians can only dream of. So, though he never held office, Kirk still became a symbol of civilian political participation. And to take it a step further, he became a representation of the kind of power that can be given back to the citizens through citizen political participation. And so while I am arguing that Kirk's assassination is a mirror to the state of tyranny in America, it's also really important that we acknowledge the vacuum that existed that created Kirk to come out and speak. And it's the fact that the tyranny isn't just reflected in his death. It was embedded in everyday life. It shows up in the quiet decisions people make to stay silent, to self censor, to avoid conflict. And the fear of speaking freely is not really rare, it's routine in America. And I have a few stats to back this up, but I think we all can like reference the last 10 years of censorship to prove that freedom of speech was being attacked. And but for the people who love facts, I'm gonna give it to you. So the PEN America reports that nearly half of young writers self-censor out of fear of backlash or violence. That's the arts. A 2023 survey by the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression found that 56% of college students worry about harming their reputation if they express their views, and over half admit to self censoring at least occasionally, regardless of race, gender, or institution type. And I think that's important. The youth is the future. And college is a place where the youth is supposed to learn how to think freely. That is where ideas go to get challenged, they go to get formed, broken down, and reformed. College should not be a place where kids learn to adhere to whatever authority is in charge and stay silent. 56% of students self censor. So yeah, let that 56% sink in. And if you was like, oh, that's just the campus, that's just the college campuses, don't worry. Sus, I got more for you because it don't stop there. This fear extends beyond college campuses. A 2022 Cato Institute survey actually revealed that 62% of Americans feel that the political climate prevents them from expressing their belief. And amongst employed adults, one third one-third of employed adults worry about losing their job if their political views become known. So it doesn't stop there either. Threats against journalists, commentators, and political intellects are rising. So in short, within these last 15, 20 years, maybe even longer, political polarization has turned free speech into a battleground and it made silence the norm. So in short, we are under attack. Unfortunately, what I really take this to mean is that in today's America, speech is no longer something that can be controversial. It is now dangerous. And the assassination of any political commentator, no matter how polarizing or what side they are on, it signals a terrifying shift that America is going through. Disagreement is being replaced by violence, and tyranny is no longer at the gates. It is at the door, and it's saying, knock, knock, let me in. So, for many voices like mine, especially those who lean conservative or support Trump, or who just isn't a fucking retard, the message is clear. stay silent, or risk everything. But the thing is, what do you do when you realize in real time a dream of yours is now a living nightmare? I've always dreamed of becoming a political commentator, but I also always hesitated, not because I lack conviction, but because I fear the consequences of actually getting on stage and saying something that makes sense. And I was able to live with my head in the clouds, like, oh, I'm actually not scared of the consequences. I'm just scared of, I'm shy, I'm scared. I'm like, I don't want to be seen. But that really wasn't the truth. And with Kirk's death, it really forced me to confront that fear. I'm not silent because I'm shy. I'm silent because I'm scared of the repercussions, of the political repercussions. And I was lucky enough to witness the 60th presidential inauguration. I was there, I was waving at him. I saw two assassination attempts and now a political assassination. And I just watched the people around me justify this horrendous event, and they normalized it and they even celebrate it. And that broke something in me, but it also built something in me. Like, it broke this illusion that I had that America was immune to things like tyranny. Like, we don't do that here. That's that third world country stuff. But it's not. It really isn't. And so I don't think I have a choice but to speak. If silence is being demanded, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I'm told. If submission is being rewarded, well, I'm not a dog. I'm not going to comply. And if we want democracy to survive, we must protect it. And that includes protecting speech, even the speech that we hate. And we need to resist the urge to stay silent because it's easier to do so, and instead embrace the power of debate, embrace the idea of being wrong or being right, but embrace the idea of telling the truth. And with that, Charlie Kirk, I hope you rest in peace. I hope you don't die in vain. The conversation around you is still happening even 3 weeks later. And that makes me happy because this cannot be a moment we just overlook. This moment is real, it happened, and it means something. It means that tyranny is coming for us, and it's tired of waiting for us to trip over our own 2 feet. So rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And with that, thank you all for coming to my YouTube channel. Bye.